be so tough if you actually get like a
Like the
podcast setup and like we get like a freaking like editor on the scene. It's like, yo,
you mean
Jamie,
like
pull up.
JC podcasts?
Yes, bro. Like, dude, but like we have like a green screen and then kind of be like, yo, Jamie, pull up some visuals, and then like it's all good.
It's
It's all
all
good.
good. I'm not
Yeah.
even good at it either, so don't think like you have to be good at like I'm not good at this either. I still don't know
Nah,
what I'm doing.
it's pretty chill. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, welcome, Brandon.
Wow, thank you for having me on the show.
All right,
I'm so happy to be here.
I'm glad you're happy, man. All
Mm.
right. So, as you know, this podcast is about video games and mental health, right? You probably knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so expectedly, the first question is, what are some positive things video games have done for your health? Because a lot of times people think, oh, video games have wasted my time. They made me stressed. They made me addicted.
Uh,
What are some good things video games has done for you that people don't really talk about?
well, I think that video games are a really good way to like bring people together because I usually spend a lot of time when I'm playing, like not really playing like single player games, but just like talking to people
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and like playing with them. So it's like a good way of like socializing with other people.
Yeah, so you'd
I
say a
can
lot of your
completely
friendships are built
understand.
off games,
Not all of them,
but a lot of
because I
them.
mean, obviously, a lot of like the people I've met, like I met them like real life and we would hang out in real life. But then like when there's like downtime and like people can't like meet up in person, you can always just chill online, hop into a voice chat and then just play some games.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. And like for us specifically, we met through games basically.
Oh yeah,
So
well
actually
yeah,
no, that's like
because
a good
that's
friendship
actually
that was
pretty
built through
interesting.
games, you know?
Mhm. Yes, yeah. I mean that actually that is a really good example. Yeah, because we did meet online.
Yeah.
My friend introduced me to you guys. So
Yeah, through a mutual friend, but if we didn't play video games together, I don't know if we would have been friends as close, you know? Like if you
yeah,
think about
yeah, for
it, if it
sure.
wasn't for, CS:GO in particular, would we have become that close friends? I don't know.
Uh-huh. No, yeah, easily. I'd say like certain games like definitely have like way more like have like had way more importance to like our friendship than others. Like you
Yeah,
said, CS. Like that's like a game where like I feel like a lot of us like bonded over that game. Like
yeah,
we actually became
exactly.
like closer friends
And
through
Terraria, I
CS.
feel like Terraria is a good bonding game.
Yes, yes.
That was one of the
I
things that built our little community here.
Yeah. Yes, some games like CS, like I mean it was just like a classic for us, I'd
Yeah,
say.
of course. And we wasted way too many hours on it. But, I don't really regret it because we made friends over this game. And I know it probably
Uh-huh.
sounds stupid to other people, but if you think about it, like, it's not too different from making friends by like playing a sport or something or just doing something else.
Yeah,
Like,
easily. Yeah, because like I mean, you could substitute that with like people like playing basketball. Like a lot of people like to play basketball with their friends and just
yeah,
chill with them.
exactly.
Or like people will just hang out on the court. Like they're not gonna. Or like you guys also play soccer,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
like that's like another example of something like in real life that people just do to pass the time and chill with people. But like in our case, we're using games to.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it all comes in moderation. So I'm guessing you play video games kind of often, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
pass the time with video
yeah,
games.
of course. So how do you know when you're playing too much and it becomes an addiction? Have you experienced that
Uh,
yourself, like where you think you're playing too much, I need to stop, or this is getting bad for me?
yeah, I mean it's guys to the point where like I mean I can like tell physically because it's like you know what like when you've just been sitting down for too long, like you just know like man like
I
I
need to get
spent
up.
way too much time on this game. Or I'll be like, dude, like I literally like wasted this entire day. I wasted this entire day just playing this freaking game. Like I need to hop off of it. And but like it's not that easy. It's like way easier said than done. Is the best way to put it. Because
Yeah.
it's like I could be like, yeah, I want to put my time like studying this or looking into this or looking into that, right? And but it's just so much easier to just instead of like putting in the effort to do that other thing you want to do, it's just very really easy to just hop on the game and
Yeah,
just play some of
exactly.
that instead. Yeah.
So right now you wouldn't say you're addicted, right? Do you think you found like a balance point between?
Yeah, I would say so because I've definitely become like more open to like other activities. Like I'll still do other things on my computer, but like it
I
won't
see.
always be like gaming or like spending time just like grinding through a game. Like it'll either be like studying or I'll be I mean maybe chess counts as a like game technically.
Yeah, kind
You
of.
could spend time on that. But like working towards other things in general, a lot like with my online time has helped me to stay like away from just like constantly grinding games.
Yeah. So like, what other things are you working towards right now online?
I mean, I've been really trying to get into stocks. I already invested like a really decent amount
Oh, I
of money
see.
into it. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't even know
I
that.
think. Oh yeah. I mean that's something I actually don't even really talk about that much because I mean like obviously like my gains aren't that big right now.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
yeah, I started like I think the reason why I didn't mention it earlier is because I started it during my time at VT the first year and we weren't really talking that much at
Oh, I
that
see. Yeah,
time.
that makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, that's just like one thing that I've just been like looking into more.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I think it makes it easier to get off gaming if you just divert your attention to something else. Because I think the reason people
Mhm.
are actually addicted to games
Yeah,
is not because the games themselves are that, addicting innately. It's just that they don't really have anything else to do. They don't have other goals. They don't have another purpose other than games. And so, like, I
exactly.
feel like,
Yeah.
for example, stocks for you is a good example of something to find another purpose in. For me, it's like basketball or violin, like just
Mhm.
something else to find a purpose in. And it seems kind of obvious, but I mean, a lot of people who are addicted to video games don't realize it. Like, they think that video games is probably the most important thing in their life, even if they don't really
Uh,
think that. Subconsciously, that's what they're thinking.
yeah, because it's like I don't know, yeah, because like consciously you'd be like, oh yeah, dude, I could totally like get this good at this game and then go pro, or like I could start streaming, but like it's not that easy. Like you still need to be able to have these other goals in the back of your mind, be like, yeah, like this is what I want to work towards. This is this big grand thing that I want to achieve. You're not going to be able to achieve that by just playing video games.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
and one of the big problems with video games is that it can be like really distracting. Like it's like a major distractor for people.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
like it's like easily like people can get distracted with like drama and like all these like other things that like don't really matter to them, and instead of like capitalizing on like the present moment and being able to like say like, oh yeah, I could do this right now, like it's just very easy for people to just distract themselves with like gaming, or I mean even just like scrolling on Instagram, like on reels and stuff.
Yeah, that actually is something that I really had a problem with like recently. I had to delete
Uh-huh.
Instagram to make sure I need to stop doing that because I've
It's
been
like
a
a habit at this point.
yeah, because I thought, oh, over the summer I'm not going to do any work really. I'm just going to let myself go. But then now that I'm going back to school soon, I really need to lock in because I can tell my attention
Yeah.
span has actually decreased since before. I was trying to review my study material for the year and I got through one question and my brain thinks, okay, I need a reward. I need a reward.
Hmm.
So my my brain just
It's
thinks,
like a
okay,
very like subconscious thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I need rewards for everything, but that doesn't need to be the case. Like I shouldn't have to be rewarded for every action. I mean, I'm not a dog. I don't need to be rewarded to know I need to do something, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like literally all these like websites, all these like social media platforms, like they're continuously further and further improved on their design to just keep you
Yeah,
locked
it's
in on their
designed to keep
service.
you locked in.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what
So
brain
they're
rot
they're
is.
they're hijacking the psychology of your brain to like further keep you on the site, like and it's only gonna improve and get like worse like
Yeah,
as time
exactly.
goes on.
Like on TikTok, it's literally called the For You page. I mean, they're trying to find
Yes.
everything that you want to watch, and it
Yeah, they'll
works.
literally perfect the exact algorithm.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so easy to fall victim to. If you think about it, it's not too different from drugs. I mean, obviously, it's
It's the same reward
yeah, it's like
system.
physically maybe healthier, but it's the same idea. I mean, you're addicted to it. You constantly have to have it. If you replace TikTok with, let's say, smoking marijuana, you would easily say that
Mhm.
that person's addicted, right? But what's the
Yeah, for
difference is
sure.
that TikTok is everyone's doing it, everyone uses it, so it's kind of socially acceptable to just be addicted to it at this point. But
Yeah,
I
because
think
it's like,
that's kind of like destroying attention spans. I mean, it makes it hard to focus
mhm.
on things that can't. I mean, I think that can't be good.
No, of course not. Yeah, this is gonna impact like generations like to come probably. Because I mean, it's already impacting our generation extremely heavily. So imagine, like the next generation after us, Gen Alpha, they're gonna like have even worse like attention
Yeah,
spans.
because
Either
they're
that
starting
or they're
from a
gonna,
young age to just be
yeah,
trained to only look after short attention span, instant gratification content.
yeah. Like it's. I mean, I think personally that like it does have the same pattern as an addiction. Like you're not taking like a drug necessarily, like or you can think of the drug as like the action of watching those like shorts, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And like it's the same pattern. You'll see the same pattern where it's like, oh yeah, like you'll get dopamine hit from this, like, and like it's like continuous, you know. And I think that the best probable like alternative would be to like, yeah, like I mean the best solution probably would just to like disable them altogether. Either that or like put like a timer limit, I'd say.
Yeah, I think that I prefer the disabling thing because I found when I put the time limit this summer, I mean, I would just ignore it every
You would
time.
just ignore it.
Like there has to be some
Yeah.
actual barrier, and if you have it installed, there's still really no barrier. I mean, it's so hard
Mhm.
to resist the temptation.
Yeah, because I don't know there's like an app that will like completely lock you out if you reach the timer.
Yeah, because
And there's
technically that'd
always
be
that
too
argument
invasive,
too.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Maybe that would be too invasive, and there's also people that will say because I've talked about this with other people too, and they'll be like, I want to put a timer on Instagram, but there's also a messaging feature on there too. So it's like if I run out of time, then I won't be able to talk to certain people
Exactly. That's the
on the
thing I've
platform.
had that I thought,
Yeah.
oh, I need, some time on Instagram because I need to respond to messages, but
Uh.
I don't know. For me, what helped is that the main person I would message was Daniel, right? But then
Yes.
Daniel deleted Instagram. So that means, okay, well, if he's not going to use Instagram anymore, I don't really need to message anyone else on Instagram. So, and then also
Exactly.
I easily switch to text. Like if you really want to message someone, there is text, and that's like a proper way of communicating. I feel
Mhm.
like it takes, it's hard to do it just by yourself. It takes almost a collective effort by the people you need to
By a
talk
bunch of
to.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to actually make it
'Cause-
stop.
yeah, because if you're not worried about contacting, say, like other like acquaintances that like either you met at school or like meeting at college, like that's the only real like thing that I would be worried about. But other than that, like yeah, the only people I really contact on that platform are like my close friends, and I already
Exactly.
have so many other ways to talk to my close
Yeah, and
friends.
you have their phone numbers, and then obviously, oh, you can't send them the reels anymore. You can't send them memes. It's like, well, maybe
Yeah,
instead of sending them memes, you can just check up on them, like tell them how your day's going, tell them about your goals,
exactly.
like talk about other things. It's fine to watch some brain rot every once in a while, but
Uh,
it's not it's not every once in a while if you're doing it for hours a day and it's actually like distracting you. There's a difference. Entertainment isn't supposed to be constant. It's supposed to be, once in a while.
mhm. I've always wondered also if there was like a like because like you know how people say like oh yeah like our attention span is getting like lower. Like, do
Yeah.
you think that there would be like a way to like kind of like reset that attention span, or is it just like a matter of yeah, just like over time, yeah, just like separating yourself from like these like loops, these like
I
dopamine
mean,
loops that you get.
on a grand scale, it's almost impossible to like fix everyone's attention span, but on a personal
Yeah.
level, it's definitely possible. Because even on songs now, I've noticed that I can't even listen to the full song. Like I need to switch the song halfway
Mhm.
through.
I've wow, dude, I've noticed that with my friends too. Like,
Yeah, it's
I'll be
actually you think it's
yeah.
nothing, but it's actually kind of irritating that I can't even listen to a whole song anymore. I really need to fix that.
No, yeah, like dude, it's really interesting because like I have friends that like I hang out with
Mm-hmm.
like pretty often, and like when they put on music in the car, because they'll have aux, right?
Yeah.
They'll be so quick to like skip a song like once like the first like 2 minutes pass. I'm just like, bro, like let me just like listen to the song. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
no,
saying? Like
it's actually
they're
I feel
so
like it's a
fast with that.
byproduct of the shortened attention span. It's not even just, oh, I don't like this song. It's just that you've listened to it enough that you need to go to
Uh
a new one.
yes, because it's like I don't know, like I think maybe they just like want to put the next song on or something. Like maybe it's just that.
I know, but
But I just always
a
find it
song is only
surprising.
just 3 minutes. If I can't even make it
Exactly.
through that, it's not
Exactly.
good. So I've been training myself to just listen to the whole song, even if I think I don't want to.
Yeah.
And because at the end of a song where it starts to fade out, you think, oh, okay, it's done. I can just skip it.
It's
But
like you can skip it,
no,
yeah.
I mean the artist put it there for a reason. If you actually want to appreciate music, you really have to get through the whole thing and not have your attention span so short that you can't even make it through.
Yeah. I mean, it's like another thing if you just like don't like the ending of a song because like there's
Yeah.
some songs where like genuinely I just don't like the way it ends. So it's like I just like
Yeah,
skip that.
yeah, that's
But
fair.
like
That's
that's
fair.
that's entirely different. It's not a matter of like attention span or anything. You know, like that's just like your personal you just want to skip the song.
Yeah, of course. But that's what I've noticed. I mean, to
Yeah.
myself. I think I didn't used to do that. So I think, yeah, that's how I've been training to fix it. I also just deleted Instagram because it was almost habitual. Like this,
Mhm.
even when I deleted it, I found myself, because I didn't even have it on my home screen. I had it like hidden from my home screen so that I had to search it up every time I wanted to
And you
use
would
it.
still search it
And
up.
I would still search it up. And then I searched it up so much that to the point where I would just swipe down and it would just be there. So it would be even
Wow.
easier to find them before.
Yeah.
And so I would open it and then just ignore my time limit. And I found myself just instinctively going to it anytime to just feel boredom. I feel like that's
Mhm.
another problem. Boredom is that if you're just too bored, it's so easy to just go onto Instagram and waste hours just to fill that boredom. But I feel like boredom
Yeah.
is what used to make people creative. Like boredom is how you thought of new things to do, not how you just go to Instagram and just fill that time.
Yeah, it's how you like founded like new ideas, like new things about from boredom, and but we've found a way to kind of just like hijack that time and just do nothing like truly like productive with that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you people a lot of people can't even sit with their own thoughts anymore. I feel like the number
Hmm.
of people who walk to class, on campus with AirPods in or headphones in, which I get, it's fine. Some days
Yes.
you just want to listen to your music as you walk, but I feel like a lot of them don't do it because they want to. They do it because they kind of feel like they have to at this point. Because if they don't have it, it feels too quiet. It feels empty. But that's because they can't sit with their own thoughts. Because I used
Yeah.
to sit with my own thoughts when I walk, and then I thought, why don't I just listen to some music today? Because there was a song I wanted to listen to, and so I listened, and then eventually I realized that I couldn't walk without my AirPods anymore, and it started to become a problem because if I tried to walk without my AirPods, I would feel like something's missing. Like I needed to fill that silence with more music.
Yeah, you weren't able to like truly appreciate like just like walking around like you couldn't truly like appreciate your environment.
Yeah, exactly. And it would actually make me zone out. Like I would just forget what happened on the way to, my destination because I would just be listening to music the whole time. I wouldn't even remember what songs I listened to. I would just completely zone
Uh-huh.
out. Whereas if
Yeah,
you're
this is like
walking
a
and
really
looking
big
around,
problem.
you actually appreciate, the campus.
Yeah. I've noticed that like people as a byproduct of not being able to like hold your attention for a long time because of a short attention span, it'll be like so easy just to you'll feel the need to just put something on in the background, like whether it's like you're studying work or like if you're doing homework or studying or you're just genuinely busy with something. Like there's I've noticed that there definitely is the urge to just put something on in the background,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
to put
And
on some like music.
a lot of the times I feel like people do it to make a bad thing better.
Uh-huh.
Because
Yeah.
let's say you're like mowing the lawn, and that kind of sucks, right?
Uh-huh.
But if you can listen to music while mowing the lawn, then it doesn't suck so much anymore, does it?
Yeah,
And I feel
that
like
is
that
true.
tricks people into thinking they like something more than they actually do. At
Uh-huh.
least that's how I see it. I could be wrong, but I think if you don't like mowing the lawn without music, then you don't like mowing the lawn. It's not because there's no music, it's because you don't
Yeah.
like the activity. So I feel like if you
And like,
have to listen to music to
yeah,
make something better, you maybe you don't actually like that thing that much, and you should think about that.
yeah, because it's like, I mean, like, I personally don't think it's like too bad to like, use some kind of method to make something you have to do like more
Yeah,
enjoyable.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
like, I mean, you still need to mow the lawn, right?
Right.
And like, if music does help you like perform that task better because it makes it less boring, or whatever, right? Then that is a good thing. But it's like if you can't, like if there's certain like stressful activities that like you can't do without like some kind of like white noise, that, or like if that was like a result of like if that had started happening only like a few years ago, because I've noticed that like I've needed more music
Yeah,
over
yeah,
time.
exactly.
And I don't know if that's just a result of like me, like like us getting older, but like yeah, I before I never had to like use as many background sounds to do anything. Even falling asleep, sometimes I'll put on some background.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I talked about this with Ethan too, but even in my research lab, there's people who put on headphones, while they're working, which I think, it's fine, but a research lab isn't something you really have to do necessarily. I mean, it's something that these people have chosen to put their time into.
Uh-huh.
And if you're choosing to put your time into it, and you're just gonna listen with your AirPods, I don't know, maybe they don't, either they're addicted to
Mhm.
music or something, or maybe they don't really enjoy it. But I don't know. I don't think, I feel like if you really truly enjoyed something, you wouldn't need music, right? Like when you're having
I
so much
mean,
fun
yeah,
playing a game, do you think you're listening to music? Are you really thinking about much? No, right?
yeah. If you're playing, yeah, say if you're playing a game and you're just having the music, like you're still enjoying the game. Like the
Yeah.
game's still fun to you, and you're putting on the music because like it'll make the experience even better. I think honestly, I think that if you do put on music, like while you're doing something that you like to do, like that I think that actually is fine because it's like say you really wanted to listen to, uh, like say like a new album, but you're also doing something else, and like if you can do the other thing productively, while also listening to the album, like maybe that's just like, completely fine, honestly, because you're
Yeah.
getting the job done, and if you're still enjoying your work, yeah, I think the big question would be like if you're just using music to get through something that you don't really like doing, and that can like matter a lot if it's like say like if you don't like doing research and you only put on music just to make the research better, that's a bad thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I guess maybe I could be perceiving it wrong, but I
Uh
feel like if you need it all the time when you're doing research, then I
yeah,
don't
like if
know.
it's like necessary to enjoy it, then you have to start questioning like, is this something that I really like doing, or am I just like pushing through it just to like just to push through it, or like maybe I need to reevaluate like what exactly I want to go into, like what career,
Yeah,
like what I
exactly.
want to be doing for my career.
Right. And then I don't know. Personally, I think music kind of distracts me. So if I'm doing something that doesn't take much work, I probably won't use music. But if I'm studying, I'm not sure how people study with music because for me, studying has to be an active thinking thing. If I'm not actively
Mhm.
thinking, I feel like I'm not actually studying. So to me, listening to music while studying is kind of not
It's
good
so
for me.
distracting. Yeah,
Yeah, I
to
feel
at
like it's
least to me when
distracting for me.
studying, it's distracting. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if people do it to make it better because at the end of the day, no one really likes to study that much. So I get why you would put music to make it better.
Uh-huh.
But if you really can't get through studying without music, I don't know, I guess that's not a problem, but I think
It's just like
I
yeah,
don't know,
you
it's
you
hard
have
to
to
think
start
about that.
wondering um how develop like you realize that like you don't have like that solid of a mental fortitude. It's like you want to be able to push through this like thing and like get stronger and smarter, and like maybe using music for that like isn't such a bad thing, but like it still puts into question like yeah, like is my attention span where I want it to be, like am I able to pay attention to this thing for like this amount of time because you know it like if you're taking like say academic classes, like things will get harder and
Yeah,
it will
exactly.
become harder to keep your attention on certain things. So I think it's just something that people just in general need to keep in mind. Like people need to like focus more on their mental health, especially like their ability to like progress in those like really hard things that they're like working towards. And you know, going back to uh, say like video games and
Hmm.
spending time on things that aren't really working towards anything. It's just a big what like a lot more people just need to consider that like for their general well-being.
Yeah, that's
That's
for
it.
sure.
Yeah,
Definitely a big part of mental health is controlling, how,
your habits.
yeah,
Yeah.
your habits and what you actually need in your life and what you don't. And
Mm.
also, I mean, if you're on social media all the time, Instagram scrolling reels or TikTok, you may not realize that a lot of, negativity spreads on social media. I feel like this is kind of obvious, but
Yes. Yeah.
you kind of have to remember deep down that social media doesn't really mean anything. Everyone's trying to make themselves seem good. Everyone tries to make themselves look good.
Yeah.
And it's not exactly fake, but it's not the most genuine thing ever. I mean, you can't trust everything you see there. And I feel like a big
Of
part of
course.
using social media healthily is realizing that, you know, your life is what, how do I put this? Your life is your own life, and social media shouldn't be telling you what about your life is good and what about your life is bad and what you should and shouldn't be doing. I feel
Exactly.
like that's up to you to decide. And a lot of people don't leave it up to themselves to decide. They don't trust themselves with that decision. But I feel like you just have to trust your gut sometimes.
Yeah. I believe that social media, you know, social media used to be like a platform where like people would share like the things that they were doing in their lives, you know, like people use as a platform to like connect over certain like topics and all that, but like only in like recent times has like social media become like more like algorithmic, more like catered to like, oh yeah, like this is what you want to see, not uh like being more open
Yeah,
about like
exactly.
the kind of media that you're consuming, you know, because it's just like they again they want to keep you on the website for as long as possible. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna show you more controversial stuff, which will grab your attention for longer because you know negativity like draws more attention naturally than like
Yeah, exactly.
uh positive attention or not positive attention, but like positive things, right?
Right.
And like when you're seeing like all those things on your feed, like you know, it can definitely have like a negative like impact on like your mindset because you know you'll be seeing all these things or like these things telling you like how you should be when in reality like you need to worry about like you need to think like you don't want to become like a shell of a person, you know, you don't want
Exactly,
to
yeah.
cater to how other people think that you should be. And that's a big problem with social media because social media does really cater to that. So like uh, that problem that a lot of people have where they don't know like their true like identity because a
Yeah,
lot of people
exactly.
tell them how they should be.
And it's not like you don't need to, look at the news or follow certain trends or topics. Like you can still follow these things. But, a lot of the times like social media will make you think there's a problem with your life. And this
Mhm.
may sound weird, but it'll make you think there's something wrong with your life when in reality there's nothing. So people will just get into this spiral thinking that something's wrong because of social media, but if you just didn't use social media, would you even have that thought? Is this all in your head?
Exactly.
A lot of the times it just creates fear or anxiety or stress that doesn't need to be there. It doesn't really exist.
Yeah, social media is definitely not like the most reliable source. Like you know, because it's like if you're getting like your information, like say like you're trying to follow along with something, and like if you're getting a lot of your information from social media, then like you're like definitely consuming more biased material, like very like reactionary material that'll get you like going.
Exactly, because the goal on
So
social media is to just get
yeah,
attention and not to
yeah.
actually necessarily do what's right.
Well, and then in reality, like what you should be doing is like reading past the headline because a lot of people just read the headline and then like don't even read the article.
Exactly.
But uh you should be at least like looking further into these issues, which a lot of people don't because that takes time and
And
that
effort
actually takes
that their
effort.
short
Yeah.
attention span can keep up with.
Yeah, I saw this like really interesting like video like a long time ago that kind of like describes like the way social media is now. Like and the way the internet is now pretty much. So
Hmm.
like in the past, like the internet, it's like you had to like look for something in order to like find it, because like or the algorithms that they did have weren't really that like advanced or like
Yeah,
that like
yeah.
catered to you yet. So it's like when you went to say YouTube, for example, like you would look for something to watch. Like you would type in the search bar this that, and like like it would be a very engaging like active experience because you would be the one that would be searching for the
That's true.
material and
Yeah,
you would be
yeah.
watching it. But now these days, like there's no thought behind what you see really. Like you are getting these things fed to you directly, and like these things can alter the way you think and the opinions that you form, and it's a really scary thing to think about. Like in the future, these kinds of like algorithms that feed us information uh, are only going to continue getting advanced, and who knows like what kind of like repercussions that can have on like people's like mindsets and beliefs like over the next like decade, 2 decades. We might be seeing like more like radicalism, like just general like less like people with like less patience to talk through issues. I think that like social media, like if it keeps going on into the state, like we'll treat people less like neighborly, and we won't
Yeah.
treat each other as nicely or as fairly.
No, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that because I really did used to search for things on YouTube, and even though there was a for you page, yeah, you're right, it wasn't that great.
Yeah,
And it's not as good as Instagram now, where you don't have to search for anything. I can't remember the last time I searched for something on Instagram. It was just handed to me. They just gave me exactly what I want.
exactly. Yeah, I think that personally, like even YouTube has gotten like really good with it because there's still the ability to like search for something, but like man, like the recommendation page does give you like a lot of content. So it's just like I mean you're bombarded with it when you open the site, but yeah, even in this regard, like they've improved a lot. So
Yeah, exactly. And I wouldn't even think it's that much of a problem if the content was at the very least informational or productive or made you think or made you happy.
mhm.
I mean, I get that, maybe some people find Skibbity Toilet funny and it can make them happy.
Yeah,
But other than that, that whole Skibbity Toilet thing has zero purpose at all. And at the end of the day, what are you going to remember about it? Is it really useful brain space to think about Skibbity Toilet? I don't think so. I don't think you're going to
yeah,
think that was worth it in 5 years, Like, what are you
yeah,
really
definitely
doing when
not.
you're watching reels? Are you really using your time effectively? Are you really just relaxing after a long day, or are you trying to just fill the boredom with nonsense?
Exactly. Yeah, like there's no like redeemable like form of like it's just like short entertainment. I hear people talk about like like browsing the internet and like finding something to like consume like that's like sitting down and eating, but like when you're on like short form content it's like fast food. Like you're just going through it and
That's
like they
true,
serve it to you
yeah.
fast. Yeah, it's very
And then you have nothing to show
it's
for
very
it.
dystopian in a way. Yeah.
Yeah. Because let's say you were watching, the typical brain rot on reels. I mean, at least with movies, when you watch, there's something there. There's some meaning. There's some substance. There's no
Uh-huh.
substance in whatever we see in Instagram Reels, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So there's not really a purpose in doing it other than for entertainment. And if you're doing it for entertainment, it should really be, done shortly, not for hours at a time, because that's how you actually destroy your attention span.
Yeah. I mean, even honestly, even just for a short amount of time, like over the course of like days and weeks, like it'll still like erode at your attention span too. And I mean, who knows how bad it can be because we could start seeing like grades falling in schools. or either that, or how like in our school system, like honestly, like they do like way too much to cover for bad grades. But
Hmm.
in other school systems, like just generally around the nation, there'll probably be like a decline in like academic performance, and like a rise in just general uh I don't know the good word for it, but yeah, it's like
I know what you want
it's
to say.
it's just like general like malpractice in schools. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah, I know what you mean.
you'll see more people goofing off, like less people focused, like less people that are academically oriented or able to handle like an academic environment.
Yeah, true, actually, because I remember one of my substitute teachers was telling me that, he was mad because the class he taught, a ninth grade, like a day before our class, he was complaining that they
Uh-huh.
were on TikTok the whole time and none of them did their assignment. And then he was kind
Wow.
of concerned for the younger generation, saying, "How is this really how we operate in schools? Is this really, the right way to do education? I don't know if using TikTok all day is the right way for education. Maybe, I
Uh-huh.
mean, it's nice to have a day off, to have a break from classes for one day, but if you're gonna take a break, at least do something more productive than just letting them use TikTok the whole day."
Yeah, I've seen like way too many like shorts and like videos about like teachers getting like really, really like I mean they're just tired of a lot of the stuff that's been going on. Like I mean,
Yeah.
dude, even the devious lick trend. Like think about the financial impact the
Yeah, think
devious
about
lick
the
trend.
impact that a TikTok trend actually had in real life. I mean, that was
Yeah,
probably
that
the
that was just a
most
TikTok
obvious
trend.
form.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, that was the
and
first
it
time I
just led
actually
to
saw TikTok like come to life. I saw the effects of it actually come to life where the principal had to make a statement saying, "You cannot steal things from the school bathroom. It is illegal." Like
exactly, like
and then teachers were
exactly.
talking about it. Like I never thought that something like TikTok would actually come to fruition in real life. That was just crazy to me.
Yeah, like the trend, like it wasn't even like anything crazy. It was just this one song that they put over the video, and then it's just straight either like vandalism or just stealing like ludicrous things from a school. Like it's insane how a trend can just have such a like real impact
I know, and it's all from just
on
one
different
app.
things in real
It's
life.
from one app on the App Store that somehow so many people had access to.
Uh-huh. And then there's nothing that teachers can really do about it. That just comes out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden, they just have to like spend tax dollars to replace all that stuff. So,
Exactly. And think
or
about the
even then,
only.
like yeah,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, no, I was gonna say like even then, like certain schools like probably haven't even still like fully recovered from it because
Yeah,
like
because
they
I mean,
probably
they
stole so much
literally
stuff.
stole toilets from the school bathroom.
Like that was just still like unbelievable in my
I
eyes,
know, and
honestly.
if you think about the only things that brought so many people together like that was, TikTok, one single app or one single game like Fortnite. Fortnite actually brought a lot of people together. But if you think about it, it's usually
Mm,
digital media that brings all these people together. Whether or not it's for a good purpose, it's what brings people together. So
yeah.
I feel like TikTok, it hasn't really shown that it's brought people together in a good way necessarily. Especially with that devious lick trend, it kind of makes you question, if it's
Mm.
really doing a good job of bringing people together, knowing that it has such a large impact on people.
Yeah, at least maybe games like do a way better job of that because like yeah, there's these general trends that can occur like on social media and that like everyone's involved, like everyone's in on it.
Yeah,
But at least in gaming, like nothing will ever be like that disruptive.
right. Like
You-
gaming or sport, like the World Cup brings a lot of people together. Or
Yeah, or sports, yes,
yeah, I feel
easily.
like sports is a good way to bring people together. I mean, I know there's a story that there was a civil war in the Ivory Coast or something, and this one soccer player, they made it to the
Mhm.
World Cup, and he asked the country, can we please stop the war because we made it to the World Cup finals. I feel like things like that. I mean, sports
Mhm.
and games and entertainment can bring people together, but TikTok as a form of entertainment, brought people together in not necessarily a good way with the devious lick
Yeah.
trend. So, is it really the same as just other forms of entertainment? I don't know if it is.
I mean, and with the emergence of like AI, because I mean, obviously, the algorithm is like a form of AI, but
Yeah.
like like every year, or not every year now, because AI is like the new emergences in AI are very new, but like
Mm-hmm.
companies around the world, like technology companies are like racing towards like perfecting like AI for their needs. Like hundreds and hundreds of patents have come out for AI like in the last year and like continuing this year.
Yeah, yeah.
So like whatever like future we are heading towards, like we are heading towards that future so incredibly fast now. And like there's really no way to predict like just how advanced like these sites will become, like where like AI will be put like into like our daily life. And like that'll just continue to like affect like social media and like the way like again like our mindset and the way we think, because all these things affect the way we think and
Mm-hmm.
our personal like well-being.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's just a very like it's very exhausting to think about all these like different things,
It is
and we
because
have
it's
such
happening
little
so
control.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah, we have such little control over it too.
Yeah, no, I get that. That can be scary. That can be stressful. It is a lot to think about.
Mhm.
But I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, I don't know too much about the AI advancements recently. I mean, I know about the obvious ones. Like every, major company has their own AI thing now. Instagram has it, Facebook probably has it,
yeah,
Google has it. ChatGPT was the first, but you know, it's a
yeah,
domino effect. Everyone's
ChatGPT.
starting to do it now.
Yeah, once ChatGPT came out, like that was like a big thing that like people like it started making people really think about AI and like AI generate images and videos. Dude, even like hell, even AI images and videos have just flooded social media now.
Yeah,
Now that I think about
exactly.
it, yeah. Like and before they even flooded social media, I already noticed like before AI videos became a thing, I already noticed that people were using AI images for thumbnails on YouTube
Yeah, yeah,
and
they were. It's
on
actually
advertising too. Advertising, they were for like certain apps and stuff. They would use AI images and stuff
Yeah, or like
and
AI voice
articles as
lines,
well.
or I mean, people put AI voice lines over LeBron James, making him say things
Yes.
that LeBron James wouldn't say. So
Yeah, exactly.
and just things
Yeah,
like
like
that just get kind of crazy at some point. I mean, at some point there has to be like some like real negative consequence to this.
uh-huh. And I mean like yeah, there's like the idea that like this could be used as a like misinformation like super spreader, because with AI you could do voices, you can even make videos now, although I mean the videos are far from perfect, but
I mean, yeah,
they
right
are
now it's
getting
still
better.
easy to tell like what's AI. I can easily tell, but
Mhm. Like it's
who
getting
knows?
hard.
Maybe
Yeah,
yeah, maybe eventually it won't be so easy to tell. I don't know yet. I mean, I wouldn't. It's
yeah,
hard to make predictions about AI when I don't know much about it. So it's not
yeah,
like
because
I'm
there's
trying to
some
spread
videos.
fear about this.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly what's going to happen with it, but to me, it doesn't seem like something that is super helpful yet. But we'll see.
yeah. No, yeah, because it's kind of scary, because there are like there are videos that are just like so utterly ridiculous that like they have to be fake, right?
Yeah.
But
So for
even
now, it's
those
still pretty easy to
videos,
tell.
yeah, like even those videos, it's just like wow, like the fact that an AI made this is just so mind blowing to me. It's
Yeah.
obviously it's not perfect, but an AI made this.
Yeah.
That's
For now, it's just cool. I'm not. I don't really know exactly when it becomes scary for me,
uh
but I wouldn't say I'm concerned about it yet because I think for now it's still obvious to me what's AI, what's not. But at least maybe for text, it's not so obvious. Maybe for images and
uh
videos, it is. But for a lot of other
yeah,
things, it's kind of hard to
text,
tell.
like you might not even be able to tell,
Yeah, exactly.
because there's chat bots now that like you can program the LLM, which is like the ChatGPT type technology. Like you
Yeah.
can program those like softwares to like talk in a specific way, or like write text down in a specific way that like fits your needs, and it'll be hard to tell because it's not the typical ChatGPT way of speaking. So I mean, yeah, like overall, like the impact that AI has like isn't necessarily too negative right now,
Mm-hmm.
but again, it's just one of those emerging technologies that we have no idea like what kind of like effects it will have on the future,
Yeah.
or like how or like our well-being.
Yeah, of course. And speaking of well-being, to end this, Ethan asked me a question last podcast that I thought, kind of makes sense. And it's,
Mhm.
how are you doing personally, mentally?
I would say that personally, I'm doing much better than mentally than I was like a few years ago. I'd
I
say that I'm
see.
like in a very good place.
That's good to hear.
Um, in terms of like how well I could be doing though, like I definitely could be improve. I could be improving a lot more.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course.
I could
Everyone
definitely,
could.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Like everyone could, like some more to some degrees, but I believe that I should really start like working on a lot of my habits because some
Hmm.
of them are a little bit self-destructive, like not getting enough sleep, like getting not getting enough sleep
I
is
agree with
just,
that one for you.
yeah, yeah, like I think that, I mean, that is one, definitely one of the, like the worst ones, but overall I'd say that I am doing a lot better than I was just a few years ago.
Yeah, of course. That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Mm.
Yeah, I think your sleep schedule is quite bad. I think you need to fix that immediately.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, it will be fixed as I'm going to school soon.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Overall, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's all the questions I have for you. If you have any questions for me, um, go ahead. But I think that's all I had to cover here.
I mean, I was just wondering, like, do you think that like all of this do you think that these like algorithms, like all this like attention span issues, like
Hmm.
has this like severely impacted your mental health, or is it just something that like kind of claws at you
I
like
wouldn't say it's
over the
severely
days?
impacted my mental health, but I've
Mhm.
definitely realized that a lot of the time social media can stress you out, and
Yeah.
it can create like stresses in your head that you didn't need to have. So specifically for like relationships with TikTok, the relationship advice is always, there's people on both sides, and at the end of the day, it's not about what people on TikTok say is right. It's about what I think is right. So I would have moments where I think, oh, what I'm doing is
Yeah.
fine, and then people on TikTok start saying another thing, and then doubts start creeping in when that didn't need to happen. I was perfectly fine before. So I
uh
feel like, the more I spend on the app, the more destructive it gets. But I would, it wasn't severely impacting my mental health, but it was definitely having a negative impact on me. That's why I kind of want to restrict it a lot more now, because I'm realizing that.
yeah, I agree. I can't count how many times like I would think like one thing a certain way, and then I would see like a post or like a comment that has like thousands of likes on it saying something else, and I'll just wait a second.
Yeah, it feels like the whole
Like
world's
I
against you all of a sudden.
yeah, like that doubt, like humongous doubts just like start coming in at the same time.
Yeah,
It's
and
just like,
it
wait,
those don't need to happen. See, I realized like this only happened because I opened TikTok. It didn't. This wasn't a thing,
exactly.
but like 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, it's just like wait, like this one thing that I thought is like that I thought for so long, and like other people confirm for me, like everyone else is just like crapping on it right now.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. So that
like
I
why
feel
is
like
that the
that's when it
case?
gets stressful. So I feel like that's how social media can negatively impact people. You just have to remember that, people are
Uh,
always gonna have different opinions on you. And at the end of the day, you are your own person. You as an adult now should be able to decide for yourself what you think is right
yes,
and wrong. And obviously you can
yeah,
listen
just
to
live
other
to be
people to
you.
help guide you, but at the end of the day, you make your decisions and you should be responsible for them.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you should be able to just live the life that you think is right for you.
Exactly. And of course you can be open to criticism and open to disagreement, but that doesn't
Yeah,
mean that you should start feeling doubts just because one person on TikTok thinks something else. That's when it
yeah,
becomes a
a
problem.
single person. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, without even having a debate with them or discussion with them, you automatically start having doubts. I mean, at the very least, you could have talked to them, about it, but like you can't really do that in a TikTok comment section that easily.
yeah, exactly. Because like you don't know them, and then you're just gonna hit them up, and then see like, hey, like I don't think what you said back there was not cool. It's like,
Exactly.
bro, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm
But
glad
yeah, I don't
that
have any
you
other
shared that
questions.
same sentiment because I thought I was the only one who was experiencing that, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Oh man.
that's everything I had to cover. I think this was a pretty good episode, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, this was a really nice
It was
episode.
pretty good,
It was
yeah.
nice coming on to talk with you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
This was good. All right. I'll see you around.
See ya.
Yeah,
Thank
take
you.
care.